Hi everyone. So I wanted to do an homage to Amy Winehouse. She just has the most beautiful, just velvety vocal cords. She was a wonderful, beautiful singer with amazing passion for her art, and I wanted to do her look, just pay homage to her. And I hope that you enjoy this tutorial, and thanks so much for watching. So to get started, I already placed Urban Decay Primer Potion in original formula all over my lid and up to brow bone. Now we're going to start off using a little bit of Bouquet Toss, and this is from the Romantic palette. So I'm just going to take this large flat kind of shader brush guy, and we're going to dab in to Bouquet Toss, and we're going to pat that all over the lid. I'm just going to take a little bit more of that, and we're going to start getting it into the crease and blending it up. Like so. When I get to the very arch of the brow bone, we're going to stop right about there. Now I'm going to take a little bit of Soulmates, and we're just going to place that at the tip of the brow bone. This is a pretty good dupe of MAC All That Glitters, so it has a lot more shimmer versus Bouquet Toss, which is more of a Blanc type dupe. Although I've heard from a number of people that Blanc type is very creamy. I've never owned Blanc type. Now we're going to go back into Bouquet Toss, and we're just going to pat that over the top of Soulmates. So we're going to get more of a natural gleam. Then I'm going to pat a little bit of Soulmates into the tear duct, and then a little bit of Bouquet Toss right over it. I'm going to be taking a little bit of I Do, which is just that sort of gray-y brown color, and we're going to pat that in a circular motion just to start getting it into the outer corner. Really blend it out. It doesn't appear as this sort of purpley gray color as it does right there. Almost more like a cement gray. I'm just going to start blending it out as if we're going towards the brow bone, except just don't go that far. Stay within the crease range. I'm going to take a little bit of Inglot gel liner in number 77. This is the mattest, inkiest black ever, and it's waterproof too. So for the gel, I want to take a very fine angled brush, and that's the MAC 263. This is a synthetic brush, so you're not actually buying an animal hair brush with this, but there are plenty of other liner brushes, anything like this. I use a much broader one for my brows, but I think this is too broad for great precision when it comes to gel eyeliner. For brows, it's very easy, I think, because it gives a very smooth, natural brow. But now I'm going to be taking a little bit of that, and we're going to duplicate or replicate Amy Winehouse's gel liner. And I'm going to start in the outer corner, right where my little outer tear duct is. And we're just going to start mapping out an Amy Winehouse wing. It's up to you how Amy Winehouse you want to get with the wing. If you want to be dead on, then I would still take a fine brush and just build until you get what you want. She doesn't pull her eyeliner in as far as I do, which is ironic because she wears so much black gel liner. Well, I know I wear a lot of black gel liner too, but she wears a lot more, I think. But we're just going to build that. I sort of rounded out that wing right there, as you can see, because that's actually how she wears hers. I didn't want it to be too sharp an angle a la myself, because I like a really precise angle in that corner, but I don't really like to replicate looks if I'm not really going to replicate them. Now she has a little bit of a homage to sort of like a pinup girl type deal, and she leaves this sort of outer area right here very nude. So I'm going to take MAC's lip liner in Naked, and we're just going to line that. Now, whether you wear fake eyelashes or not, you're definitely going to want to leave that gel liner with something sitting on top of it. I know this is waterproof and it really dries down beautifully, but I have seen it budge, so I'm just going to take a little bit of Unveil. And I do like that there is a black in this palette. So I'm just going to set it with that slightly broader brush. For the lower lash line, she barely has a little bit of definition underneath the eye. So for that, I'm going to take a little bit of MAC's Feline Kohl Power, because it is pretty inky, and we're just going to wiggle that around at the base of the lower lash line. I'm going to take a little bit more Unveil, and we're just going to pop that at the base of the lower lash line again and just sort of feather it in. I always like to do pencil before I put anything like eyeshadow underneath the lower lash line, because it doesn't really set well to me. I do have Urban Decay Primer Potion at the base of the lash line, but even so, I just feel it just has something more to stick to, especially in that little space right there where I really don't want any color getting into like any lines under my eyes. And I'm just going to take that and softly bring in the gel liner. In some of her photos where she's going to awards shows, she's actually, you're more likely to see her in a pair of lashes then versus any photos of her in gossip magazines or even just kind of like more headshot photos. So I'm going to sort of go with the sort of awards version of Amy Winehouse, and we're going to sort of glam her up. I'm going to take the Ardell Fashion Lashes in number 137, and I'll be right back. I'm going to break out my Bourjois Paris Powder Bronzant. Did I say that right? This is just those chocolate bronzing powders, and just looks like that. I'm going to take my e.l.f. stippling brush, and we're just going to place a very light contour. I just chose this because of the color. I realize some people are leery about Bourjois because it's from Paris, so take whatever you want to take. It does not have to be this baby. And I'm just going to start sort of sketching it out on the temple, as you can see. And then we're going to go into the cheekbone. Even though she is very narrow and oval, I'm gonna try to keep this really soft and pretty as her skin is placed on her. And then we're gonna go down the nose bridge. This powder actually smells really amazing. And it's kind of a wonderful wake-me-upper for the morning. That is horrible when you're smelling your makeup and you're like, oh, it's fabulous. And then we're gonna go underneath the chin. If you want to sort of hit up the jawline, especially if you're like me. You can always shave down a bit of your jawline, like right here. So if you've seen me in person or any particularly good camera angle, I tend to film myself so I look more round. Wasn't really my intention, just kind of happened that way. But you can always kind of smooth out your cheekbones. Also a good tip if you do drag and you have very strong bones right here. I'm going to take the Lumi Lovely Me X, cushion blusher. I got this from Mildred in a swap, MLJJ99 I believe. I could put her link below if you would like, and she uses Face Shop regularly. But it's just this lovely, I don't know what the color is, Natural Story or Lumi. It's just, obviously, there's the box, Face Shop. And we're just going to put on a little bit of peach. It comes with that little powder puff. I like to just use powder puffs and those little sort of tissue thingies to sort of just keep my blush in better condition. I don't really use them ever. They're just there to sit on top of my powder and keep my collection in good condition. Now I'm just going to start at the back of the hairline. And whisk it forward. She has a very sort of subtle strip of blush. I call it sort of like the Kim Kardashian look. It's not really contoured blush, it's above the contour, but it follows that sort of line where you would put your contour. Because I don't like to overdo it for you when it comes to products, I'm going to take the Romantic palette again, and we're going to take the Delium Tools number 787. I actually bought this as a highlighter or an all-over eyelid buffer for when I don't have time to do tons of eyeshadows and I just want one color. I'm going to take a little bit of Soulmates, and we're just going to put that underneath the eye as a highlight because she is very dewy. So I apologize, it's like dew on top of contour on top of bronzer. Almost really nothing to do with her eyes. Her face is actually, you don't really notice her face because the eyeliner is so strong, but her skin is very, very well done. Now, some of her more kind of glamour shot head photo pics do have more of a brighter red mouth, and then some of her other times you'll see her in a nudie mouth. So I'm going to go for the slightly brighter, more glamorous mouth, sort of like a modern rockabilly pinup. We're going to go with Urban Decay 24/7 Lip Pencil in Paranoid. I'm just going to continue lining our lips and filling them in. I'm going to take a little bit of MAC's Viva Glam Cindy. Now I did discover a dupe for this in my subscriber favorite dupe videos, and that is the Lush Lip Tint in It Started With a Kiss. So you can take either or. So we're just going to go for like a really nude luster. If you want to buy from MAC, you can, and then they make a red luster lipstick that's exactly the same color as Viva Glam Cindy, and it's called Ladybug. And then just to shine it up, a little bit of Dazzle Glass and Smile. If you wanted to do more of a pink lip and you have these sort of Viva Glam colors, you could also take Gaga and do a pink version of her mouth and then put Smile on the lip liner that I used underneath as well. And you could just do the exact same thing. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this look and homage to Amy Winehouse, and thank you so much for watching.